Hey guys, so today I have swatches of the Essie Cyber Society collection. This is a Target exclusive collection, although I did find this one, not this exact one, but this shade I saw at a random Meijer in Ohio. None of the rest of the collection, just like sitting off on its own shelf. I don't know how it got there, but I did find this one, this color, not this exact bottle, there, which I thought was interesting. So in the beginning of last year, Essie pooped out like a bunch of collections at the beginning of the year. They just dropped a lot of them and then kind of calmed down for most of the rest of the year, and I feel like we're kind of seeing that so far this year. There's been a lot of collections at the beginning of the year. So this is Target exclusive. I will link the Target website down below where you guys can find these. These are also available in store. So 6 polishes here altogether, and I'll get into the swatches. So the first polish is called On the Download, and Essie describes this as a cool blue-toned white vegan polish with hot pink shimmery pearl. So this was a bit sheer and a bit patchy on that first coat. It does have a really nice fine pink sparkle in it, but I did have to work with that first coat quite a bit to get it even. It did build up and perform a little bit better on that second coat, but it was still a bit uneven, so I ended up adding a third and everything evened out pretty nicely in 3 coats. Once that base color is built up in 3 coats, the pink shimmer is a little bit more subtle, but it is definitely still there. It just adds a nice pink glow to the polish. So that is 2 coats of On the Download. The next polish is called Geek Chic, and Essie describes this as a multi-dimensional silver shimmer vegan nail polish with a magenta and green flip. This one is a little bit sheer, and it definitely has some brush strokes when it's wet, so make sure that you're putting this on as straight as possible. The shift is nice and strong, and those brush strokes do calm down a bit as it dries. When I saw how sheer this first coat was, I just went in assuming that I would need 3 coats, but it actually built up really nicely in 2. And you can see I was definitely not super conscious of those brush strokes with the second coat because I thought I would do a third to cover it up, and I didn't. So that is 2 coats of Geek Chic. The next polish is called NFT, and this is described as a muted cantaloupe orange vegan nail polish with neutral undertones. This had a really good, very smooth formula. That first coat was just a little bit streaky for me, but it did cover completely in 2 coats. I will say, though, I could see a really heavy-handed second coat causing some streaks and maybe some people needing a third, but I don't think it's super likely. So that is 2 coats of NFT. The next polish is called In Our Domain, and this is described as a bright bubblegum pink vegan nail polish with blue undertones. All of these are described as vegan, so I'm going to skip it for the next 2, but I don't know if Essie is newly vegan or if they're just newly pointing it out. I admittedly don't pay a ton of attention to that, but I do think it's interesting that they're putting it in the descriptions. Great formula here as well. This one almost comes off a teeny bit more crelly than cream, especially compared to creams like from the spring collection this year, but it did still cover fine on that second coat. So that is 2 coats of In Our Domain. The next polish is called Hyperlinked, and this is described as a mid-tone bright cyan blue with yellow undertones. Great formula and coverage here as well. Really, really smooth, self-leveling. I had a little bit of nail line showing and just a couple of streaks, but those were completely covered with that second coat. Not a ton to say, just a normal 2-coat cream polish. So that is 2 coats of Hyperlinked. And the last polish is called Cyber Society, and this is described as a violet purple with blue undertones. Great formula on this one as well. This was very even, nice self-leveling, went on really smooth, just a little bit sheer. I feel like this was also leaning in the curly direction, not totally there, but leaning there. But this did cover completely in 2 coats. So that is 2 coats of Cyber Society. I have 2 favorites. I've had 2 favorites all day. My first one is On the Download. I really, really like this. It's almost a little purpley, like a super, super, super pastel, almost white, grayish purple. I like that, and I really like the gold shimmer that's in here as well. I also really like Geek Chic. So this kind of oil slick polish is not a brand new idea, but I feel like I haven't seen it before with this very silvery base to it. Maybe I have, but it's been a while, so it seems like more fresh of an idea than it may be. But I feel like usually when I see polishes like this, they have kind of like a greenish tint to them, and this one is very, very silver with that oil slick kind of shift to it. So I like this. And I guess it is technology based, and it does kind of look like a CD, but I guess just a regular silver hollow would be more like the back of a CD, but I get where they're going with it. I like it. So that is the Essie Cyber Society collection. Again, that is Target exclusive, so I will link the Target website down below where you guys can check those out. You can also find them in store. Hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I will talk to you later. Bye.